Am I audible? Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Five of you have joined. Still, how many have to join? Still 7 has to join. Shall we start? Shall we start the class? Visible, no, properly? Visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, dear students, first of all, I congratulate you all as you have passed PUC. You have been promoted. I know some of the students are disappointed due to the decision taken by the government. But the thing is, it is unfortunate as we are all under the COVID crisis which are happening here. And the decision has been taken from the government. We have to follow that one. Along with that, one of the opportunities also been given to you all that you can score better for your board examination after the COVID situation will get controls. First thing. And second thing, I could tell you here that for your common entrance test, that is for CET, again, one more opportunity you all of have got here, that is you can write your examination and you will get your complete marks from only based on your performance, what you have given in your exam. That is the most important thing. And based on the complete result, what you are going to opt in your written test, those marks only are going to be considered. ನೀವು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ KCET ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತಿರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮ್ದು ಫರ್ದರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವಿಷಯ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Date it is already being announced. It is August 2028. You all know that one. There will be each section 60 marks carries. In total, 180 marks for all the 3 subjects what you are opting for. Along with that, you will be having one of the language test also. Fine. So, I guess still discussion is going on based on this CET. 180 marks ಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ modification ಮಾಡೋದಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ still it is going discussion. Parents are communicating with the government. So all those things are happening, but let us fix in our mind that we are going to write the examination for 180 marks, and from that we are going to discuss some most of the important criteria of the chemistry. Fine. So today we are going to start with the chemistry part. I welcome you all to the Karnataka CET video 1. This is my first class what I'm going to tell you. So, well, before I start with the exact portion or the pattern, I can say, so I must give you some of the introduction part with respect to syllabus. ಏನ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ನೀವೇನ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್, ಆ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಸಾರಿ ನಿಮ್ದು KCET ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so first year nalli you used to write some of the portion, second year some of the portion, in total 30 chapters ge barididri. Your seniors have written for 30 marks, but the thing is this time you are going to write only for 26 chapters. Okay, so what are those chapters? We'll have a quick glance. Yesterday also I have told you, but still I have written here all the portions what we are going to discuss. Fine. So from the organic chemistry section, I think this is clearly visible for you all. If any doubts, please tell me in louder voice so that I can hear properly. Fine. So organic chemistry section anna you consider madidre, you are going to begin with the basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry, PUC first year chapter. This is the very basic chapter for organic chemistry part. And I can even say it is one of the best chapter ever. I love this chapter all the time. Organic chemistry is my best and ever favorite chapter. So this is first chapter from the organic chemistry first year. This is second chapter, hydrocarbons. Regarding hydrocarbons, you are going to study. Fine. So after hydrocarbons, we have haloalkanes and haloarenes. This is coming under the part 2 chemistry second. You have already studied this one, just I am giving you a glance. Then we have alcohols, phenols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid, organic compounds containing nitrogen. This chapter commonly also called as amines. Fine. So after that, directly we are moving to biomolecules. Polymers and chemistry in everyday life is completely deleted. Environmental chemistry is also completely deleted from the first year portion. Remember, dear students, you are not going to write the chemistry in everyday life, polymers and environmental chemistry. All these three chapters are reduced. Complete chapters you are not going to cover for your CET examination also. Coming to inorganic chemistry, we are going to mainly focus on the basic thing of inorganic chemistry. Where exactly base of the inorganic chemistry is situated is being under periodic classification of elements and their properties. This is the first chapter what we are going to learn. So after this, directly we are going to S block elements because these are subgroups of the periodic table. So S block elements we are going to understand. In that one, we are going to understand in detail regarding the electronic configuration, S block elements properties, their extraction, everything. There's reactions, everything we are going to learn in the S block elements. Coming to P block elements, we are going to learn in detail regarding 13 and 14 group from the first year portion. And extended part from 15, 16, 17 and 18 groups, we are going to learn in detail in second piece. After that, we are going to learn regarding the D and F block elements. The D and F block elements, maximum of the time, consequences of lanthanides and actinides, board examination questions used to appear. Into detail that of catalytic property we will be studying in this one. On the basis of that one, you can expect the questions in CET. Then we have coordination compounds. This is one of the super duper chapter. Once you understand these P block and D block elements, the maximum of questions can be answered from the coordination compounds chapter. Right? So D and F block elements, maximum of the elements will be used for coordination compounds naming. So I'll tell you in detail regarding when we start with the synopsis part of each chapter. So once we complete coordination compounds, next I have written here redox reactions. What I made here, I have mixed up the first year and second year chapters. I'm not going to go through complete first year chapters and complete second year chapters. Rather, what I'm doing here, I'm doing mixing of all the first year and second year chapters where exactly they are interconnected. Personally I feel once we start with the basic principles, next very soon we have to understand hydrocarbons. Both the chapters are somehow interconnected to all these chapters. That was the main reason why I have made here first year chapters I have taken. Along with that, I have considered some of the second year chapters. Once we have a knowledge of these chapters, the rest of the chapters will be very easily analyzed, very easily understood. The concept completely based on these chapters. So soon that we are going to discuss regarding the redox reactions, chemical bonding and molecular structure, one of the most important chapter. If this chemical bonding and molecular chapter as well coordination compounds, somehow they are interlinked. Then we are going to study regarding the hydrogen. Yes, students, hydrogen chapter is not deleted. Some of the small questions will be asked from the hydrogen chapter. Do remember this. So once we complete in organic chemistry, we are going to move regarding the physical chemistry chapter. From the physical chemistry, very first chapter, we are going to understand from the first year some basic concepts of chemistry. Right? Once we done that one, we are going to atomic structure, states of matter, chemical thermodynamics, chemical equilibrium, solid state solutions, electrochemistry, chemical kinetics, and lastly, we are going to study the surface chemistry. When you consider second year PUC physical chemistry part, surface chemistry chapter is only the chapter in which more of the numericals we are not going to opt. But rest of all these chapters are completely based on numericals. Those who have strong mathematics, they can easily understand and they can easily trace out the questions which are opting from these chapters. I think till here everything is clear, right? So this is how I have made list of the chapters, how we are going to touch them, and what are the criteria I'm going to follow. And the same, if you follow, it will be well and good for you also. As I've given the sections here, organic, inorganic, and physical, I'm going to start in the same way. So I have written here organic chemistry, in that basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry. Today, I'm going to start with the same chapter and we will have a continuation of all those chapters and we'll have a later glance with respect to inorganic and physical. And similarly, once I start doing this one, first and foremost, I'm going to give you complete synopsis. Content, not content. Content you have already studied in your board examination. For the purpose of board examination, you have studied. Here I'm going to give you complete synopsis. What are the main focus areas where we have to focus on? Fine. So we start with the basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry. I think all of you have taken the screenshot. Yes? Audible? Can you reply me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So I think you have taken the screenshot. We'll begin with what I told you. So I have, let me start with the chapter and later I'll explain you things. So one more thing, students, out of 30 chapters till previous year, there were all the 30 chapters from the first year as well as from the second year we used to learn. But this year, what has happened? Only 26 chapters we are going to learn. That metallurgy chapter, as well as your environmental chemistry chapter and this one, polymers chapter and chemistry in everyday life chapter. All these 4 chapters are completely deleted for your board examination. As well, you are not going to consider them for your KCET examination also. Fine. So now let me rub this one. Fine, dear students. The way I have made 3 sections, all those explanations what I've given is more convenient to you all. You felt very well that the idea I made here. But we start with the basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry. First chapter from the organic part of your first PUC. Fine. So put the heading basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry. So, organic chemistry part, when we start here, we need to understand the detailed concept of synopsis. ನೀವು ಲೈನ್ ಬೈ ಲೈನ್ ಪಿ ಯು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸಿನಾಪ್ಸಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಲಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಿಇಟಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. So directly I am going to focus on functional group. Before to that introduction and all you have seen. Organic chemistry is a branch of chemistry where organic compounds or hydrocarbons are dealt in detail. Fine. I'm directly going to focus on functional groups. Functional groups. So what do you mean by functional groups? A definition when you consider atom or group of atom. Atom or group of atoms. Group of atoms. Which mainly characterizes a chemical property of a compound. Chemical property of a compound. This is referred as a definition what we write for functional groups. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ? ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮೇನ್ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Based on the presence of atom, hetero atom, we are going to consider the respective functional groups. So in your previous years you have studied some of the functional groups, but here in your first PUC as well in your second PUC together you will be learning all the functional groups which are present. ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ಸ್, ಕೀಟೋನ್ಸ್, ಕಾರ್ಬಾಕ್ಸಿಲಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಲೋ ಅಲ್ಕೇನ್ಸ್, ಹೆಲೋ ಅರೀನ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುವು. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ಕಾರ್ಬಾಕ್ಸಿಲಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಈಥರ್ಸ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್. So dear students, I have made certain set of functional groups here for you all. I have taken some of the Xerox copies of some of the important things. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಬರಿತಾ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ Xerox copy ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So with this only I am going to explain. So you can see here, I think you have taken the definition. No need of taking the definition. Most important, we have to focus on the type of the questions they are going to ask. So I'm going to zoom the mobile. See, visible it is. Visible?
No, ma'am.
Here, in the first list, I have alkenes. So, alkenes I am having here. We know there are mainly 3 sets of hydrocarbons are present when you consider hydrocarbons, alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. We know alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons. So, saturated hydrocarbons possesses CnH2n plus 2 formula. Very common thing we have studied since 10th standard. Fine. Here, alkenes, they will be showing the general formula. We will be considering CH double bond CH2. So like this we will be writing. There are again 2 types of alkenes are present. Saturated ಒಳಗಡೆ 2 types of alkenes. Symmetrical alkenes, unsymmetrical alkenes. Symmetrical alkenes will be giving different type of properties and they will be giving us different types of products. Likewise, we have unsymmetrical alkenes also. So we will have a detailed idea when we go for the questions. Right? So second one, I have alkynes. We all know what is the function for alkynes. Alkynes will be showing always triple bonded compounds. Alkynes will show always triple bonded compounds. Likewise, what we have alcohols. Can anybody tell me alcohols function group? We directly write ROH. Then we have aldehydes. Okay, so aldehydes will be represented as RCHO. Then we have ketones. We all know ketones function group is R C double bond O R dash. These both the R may be same or they may be different also. No issue. Both the things are same. Visible, right? Visible? Visible or no? But let me write also. If it is visible also, not visible also, I'll explain the functional groups in detail. I have left with still more. We will discuss that and we'll go next one. So here, next one, what we had here, we are having carboxylic acids. So carboxylic acids will be possessing the functional group RCOOH, carboxylic acids. So once we cover the carboxylic acids, next we have here acid chlorides. Acid chlorides. So acid chlorides generally shows the formula. See here, acid chlorides will be showing the formula R C double bond O Cl. Instead of this OH group, we are introducing halogen. Visible, no? What I am writing visible, right? So here I am going to get RCOCl. These are referred as acid chlorides. Acid chloride reaction ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹ್ಯಾಲೋಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ದು aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ acid chlorides ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಜನರಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, so once we have acid chlorides, we have esters. So esters will be showing the functional group R C double bond O R dash. These are referred as esters. So once we have esters, I have amines. So amines are nothing but organic compounds containing the nitrogen. R NH2 generally we write for amines. Right. So then we have nitriles. When we have nitriles, nitriles will be generally showing carbon nitrogen triple bond. Carbon nitrogen triple bond. So they will be referred as nitriles. R C triple bond N. So these are considered to be nitriles. Then we know some of the nitro compounds are present, halogen derivatives are present, aromatic compounds with a different substituents also present. All those things we know. So maximum of the time what will happen? Nitriles are related, acid chlorides related, esters related, and amines related questions will come. So ಈ ತರ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತದ, ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತದ, ಯಾವ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ, ಅದರ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾವು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವು? when we go for writing the names of the organic compounds, nomenclature part. nomenclature ನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ರಿಂದ 3 ಪಾಲಿಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಪಾಲಿಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಪ್ರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ವೈಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. I think up to here all the points are clear to you all. Fine. This is the synopsis part what I have taken for the functional groups. You have studied this one, but briefly I am brushing up your knowledge. Fine. So once we have regarding the functional groups, we complete this one. I'll keep this aside. Then we see certain electron shift effects. Electron shift effects. So electron shift effects ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ mainly of two category we learn. That is permanent effect and one more is temporary effect. Electron shift effects are mainly classified to permanent effect and temporary effect. Permanent effect alli again two category, temporary effect alli kuda again two category. One by one we will understand what is the criteria and what is the important thing we have to focus there. Okay, once we have that one, we go for the next processes, right? So electron shift effects we'll see now. Am I fast? No, right? You all are following. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿರೋದೇ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. Following, no doubts left, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So now we will understand electron shift effects. So in the electron shift effects, as I told you, electron shift effects you might have studied in the beginning of the, you have studied in the beginning of the basic principles and techniques of the organic chemistry. That is pi electron shift, lone pair electron shift, sigma electron shift. Three types of them. So based on those categories, so electron shift effect anna two category agi madidare. One is called as permanent effect. Permanent effect. And the another thing we consider here, it is referred as temporary effect. Permanent effect and temporary effect. Okay. In the permanent effect, we are going to learn regarding the inductive effect. Inductive effect. Inductive effect is generally represented as I. Right? After this inductive effect, we are going to learn regarding the resonance effect. Resonance effect exclusively for aromatic hydrocarbons or aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds generally show resonance effect. Why? What is the criteria behind this one? Everything we will discuss. So resonance effect can be represented as R. Again, there are mainly two types: plus I effect and we have minus I effect. Here also we have plus R effect, then we have minus R effect also. Coming to the temporary effect, we have here again two types. This is A, this is B. Here we have A and B. A is referred as electromeric effect. Electromeric effect. So last one we consider here B, that is hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation. So hyperconjugation, this phenomenon is also called as no bond resonance. No bond resonance. As the scientists Baker and Nathan introduced this term, this effect is also referred as Baker-Nathan effect. Baker-Nathan effect. So these are the classification what we have, and we have here hyperconjugation and we have here electromeric effect. So these are the broad categories. So after having done discussed with these broad categories, we are going to apply these concepts on our questions. How does the questions are going to ask? See dear students, for one question you will be having exactly 1 minute. Within that minute you have to think very fastly and we have to answer very fastly. So there are 60 questions and 60 minutes will be allotted. In total 180 questions, 180 marks will be allotted. Apart from this, you will be having a language test. Fine. Understood? So we will have a clear and explanatory concept of inductive effect now. Okay. So inductive effect, definition wise and all you have studied already, but how does inductive effect preferably ಯಾವ group inductive effect ಅನ್ನು show ಮಾಡ್ತೈತೆ ಅದರ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಏನು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So here when you consider inductive effect is said to be a permanent effect, mainly causes this effect is mainly based on effect is mainly based on movement of sigma electrons, movement of sigma electrons, and there will be permanent polarity in a molecule is C. Permanent polarity cause ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. What do you mean by polarity? There will be a charge separation in a molecule. One atom will be losing its electrons, another one will be forcibly taking or grabbing the electrons. The condition is said to be electronegativity. Electronegativity is considered as a tendency of any atom or a molecule or an ion which grabs a shared pair of electrons towards itself. Understood? Yes? Understood now? Am I fast? Following? Everyone following, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So then we are having here positive inductive effect. So let's have a clear glance with a positive inductive effect, and we'll see then negative inductive effect. Just by taking the example, I will be telling you, here I have carbon and here I have directly substituted one of the atoms. Imagine it is highly electronegative. Electronegativity difference, there is a difference in the electronegativity of these two atoms. One is carbon, one is Y atom I am considering here. When you consider positive inductive effect, when you consider positive inductive effect, remember students, this is considered as a substituent group. Substituent group, you can say, or it is also called as attacking group. It is also referred as attacking group. So when you consider positive inductive effect, what will happen? This is a substituent group or any of the attacking group. Electrons will start moving away from this substituent group. Electrons will start moving away from the substituent group. That effect is called as what? That effect is called as positive inductive effect. So how does it happen? See, I have lone pair of electrons. These are electrons moving towards this carbon atom, in the sense that electrons are given to the carbon. Yes or no? Then what will happen? This is going to be considered as positive inductive effect. Positive inductive effect exhibited by this carbon is highest. If you consider second carbon, third carbon, and so on, here you will be having highest effect due to providing these electrons. What will be the charge on this carbon? Can anybody tell me what should be the charge on the carbon? It is giving its electrons to carbon atom. What should be the charge? Can you please tell me, any one of you?
Positive.
Very good. It is losing the electrons. Carbon either while it is losing indicates it is showing positive charge. One atom which is losing electron shows positive charge. The another atom which is gaining the electrons will be shown with a negative charge. And we have delta negative here. Then we have next carbon atom. It is also going to be shown by positive inductive effect. It will be under the control of positive inductive effect only. But ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. It is next to this carbon. So delta negative. Then delta negative. And after that, positive inductive effect is going to be nullified. Up to 3 carbon atom. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 3 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. After third carbon it nullifies. Understood? Yes? Shall I rub this? Shall I rub? Screenshot ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ? Can you reply me?
Yes, ma'am.
So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ನಾವು ಮೇನ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು positive charge present on the substituent group. So the reason why it is referred as positive inductive effect. Understood? Once we understood this one, we are going to learn regarding the negative inductive effect. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ positive inductive effect ಫಾಲೋ ಆಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ negative inductive effect ಅನ್ನ ತಾವೇ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So see here, let me consider one of the example. So it is very simple. ಯಾವ molecular order of reactivity also we see later. I will tell you that one. But first let us understand the concept. So concept wise ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ positive inductive effect we have covered. Now let us see regarding the negative inductive effect. So negative inductive effect ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ negative inductive effect. Okay. So negative inductive effect ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು substituent group ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Substituent group was losing the electrons towards the carbon. Now it is exactly opposite. Electrons will start moving towards the substituent group. In the sense, it is taking the electrons from the carbon. So the reason why is referred as negative inductive effect. Example, if you are considering the same example, I will be quoting here. When you consider the actual questions, we will understand this concept. But now we will think that we have a general example. And here this carbon is directly bonded to one of the atoms. So what will happen? This atom will be gaining electrons from this bond. It is taking the electrons towards itself. This is referred as substituent group. Okay. When electrons moves towards the substituent group, then what should be the charge on this Y? Y ಮೇಲೆ charge ಏನು?
Negative.
Very good. Then due to abstraction of the electrons from the carbon atom. And why does this happen? Due to electronegativity factor. Higher the electronegativity, higher will be the attraction of the electrons. So Y definitely gets negative charge. And what about this carbon? Definitely it has to get positive charge. Right. In the sense, how should I show the arrow? I should show the arrow that electrons are moving towards the substituent group. Electrons are moving towards the substituent group. Understood? So here again the same condition we have to apply here also. Second carbon and third carbon I have and so on. But the thing is, this negative inductive effect will be operated up to 3 carbon atoms. After 3 carbon atoms, it is going to be nullified. So what is that? See here I had double delta positive, then triple delta positive. After this effect is going to be nullified. No more effect is seen with respect to 4th, 5th and so on carbons. It is only seen up to 3 carbon atoms. This is called as inductive effect. Understood? Yes. So this is one of the permanent effect. Next permanent effect we have resonance effect. We'll have a quick glance with respect to resonance effect and we'll go for the next one. So I'm going to rub this here. Along with me, you must have to write, or either you have to write or you have to take the screenshot. Then only we can move fast. Because synopsis part we have to cover up within one class. Then we are going to consider the 20 to 30 questions from this chapter. Fine. When we have a maximum number of practicing the questions, the things will become very easy and we can even manage the time. Time management is most important in any of the competitive examinations. So please do remember, please cooperate with me. I may be fast, but the thing is like this, it should go like this only. Fine. So I'm going to consider resonance effect. So second one, resonance effect. Resonance effect. So dear students, as I told you, resonance effect is mainly going to be operated in case of aromatic compounds due to presence of conjugation. We have seen conjugation present in aromatic compounds due to presence of alternative single and double bond. We know the benzene structure. Benzene will be having 6 carbon atoms. Alternative single and double bonds are present. That type of existence of phenomenon is referred as conjugation. And aromatic conjugation mainly referred as resonance effect. pi electrons will be resonating. All the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. Due to that concept, we are learning the resonance effect. So when you consider resonance effect, is it visible here? Again, in this one, how many types I have told you? There are mainly two types. Two types. What are those two types we have? Mainly two types are plus positive resonance effect, then we have negative resonance effect. Positive resonance effect and negative resonance effect. Okay, understanding? Understanding now? Following, right?
Yes,
Followed?
ma'am.
Very good. So now see here, positive resonance effect, negative resonance effect. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು two types ಅನ್ನ learn ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Certain groups are such that they will be donating their pair of electrons towards the benzene skeleton and they are activating the benzene skeleton. Such groups are considered as ring activating groups, and ring activating groups are going to possess one type of effect, that is resonance effect. Similarly, we have the other set of substituent groups which abstract the electrons from the benzene skeleton, which abstracts the electrons from the benzene skeleton towards itself. Then also we are going to learn one of the effect. Electron withdrawing groups, we can call them. Electron withdrawing groups always deactivates the benzene skeleton. So what are those activating groups? What are those deactivating groups? Due to presence of those one, how does resonance effect alters, we have to see. So with this introduction, let me start with the positive resonance effect. Okay. So I will write here positive resonance effect. Positive resonance effect. So what will happen here? Positive resonance effect. Dear students, always remember, in case of positive resonance effect, always the ring activating groups, always the ring activating groups plays an important role. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ರಿಸೋನೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಬೆಂಜೀನಿಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೊನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವು, ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವು. ರಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು? ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಹೇಳೋ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ 100% ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅವ್ರು, ಬಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಟೆಲ್ ಮೀ, ರಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? Can you please reply me? I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
Please repeat, ma'am.
Shall I repeat? Okay. So resonance effect andre mainly operates based on benzene skeleton or benzene ring. Benzene ring alli we have to see the resonance effect. So ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವುದು? ರಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವುದು? ರಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ರಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಅವು ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲೆಟನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು. ದೇ ಡೊನೇಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲೆಟನ್. Okay, due to which benzene skeleton will be activated. ಅಂತ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡೊನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ? They will abstract the electrons from the benzene skeleton. They are called as electron withdrawing groups. Electron withdrawing groups ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೋತಾವು. ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲೆಟನ್ ಇಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್. ಬೆಂಜೀನ್ ಸ್ಕೆಲೆಟನ್ ಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. So see here, I'm going to explain you regarding the positive resonance effect. I have put the chart also, as it is not visible, you are all saying. I'll explain the things here. See, I have benzene skeleton. I have benzene skeleton. Yes or no? What is this molecule referred as? What is this molecule called as? It is called as. It is called as. What it is? Aniline, aromatic amine. Yes or no? Howdallo? Howdallo?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So this aniline is having NH2 group. So in this NH2 group, we can see here lone pair of electrons present, because we know hydrogen is having atomic number 7. It will be having 5 electrons as a lone pair electron, or they are considered as valence electrons. For this valence electrons to complete the octet, it needs 3 more electrons. 3 more electrons in the sense it has to form nitrogen triple bond, or with any other atom it has to form maximum 3 bonds, not at all more than 3. If it is possessing more than 3 bonds, it should be mentioned with a positive charge. You all know these basic things. With that basic idea, we are going to deal with this one. Here you can see lone pair of electrons are present. These lone pair of electrons will be given to carbon of benzene ring. So ಈ benzene ring ಗೆ carbon ಅನ್ನ donate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ carbon valency ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು 4. Always carbon must possesses 4 bonds tetravalency. But what is happening here, you can see there are already 4 bonds for this carbon. We know there will be a presence of carbon atom. So this is my first, second, third, 4 bonds are already present. Now what is happening here? These pair of electrons are going to be given to this carbon. So what it has to, 5 electrons has to shift. So what will be the first resonance structure? What should be the first resonance structure? Here 5 electrons are shifting in the sense negative charge. Here I am going to get double bond. So nitrogen is possessing 4 bonds now, due to which what I write? Positive charge. Then you can see here next atom. So this negative charge will also resonate. It will come here, then these 5 electrons will be moving to the next position. These 2 electrons will be moving to the next position, that is para position. This is the para position with respect to this group. NH2 group ಗೆ ಇದು para, ಇದು ortho, ಇದು meta. Now do you extend agutta? You can see here it is happening like this. Then it is NH2 positive charge as it is, and next structure if you are writing, it will be considered to be like this. It will be minus charge. Here you will be having NH2, okay, with a positive charge. And lastly, if you write the last canonical form, these 5 electrons will be given here. These electrons will be moving to the nitrogen, and finally we are going to get NH2. So we are going to obtain this one. So why I have written all these canonical forms of resonance structures? Just to make you understand positive resonance effect. So positive resonance effect is the effect in which substituent group, NH2 ಏನಿದು substituent group. Substituent group is donating, or I can say electrons are moving away from the substituent group towards the benzene, and benzene is getting activated with the electrons. So this is all about the positive resonance effect. There are certain group of atoms are there. They are going to show positive resonance effect. Similarly, we have negative resonance effect also. ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? NH2 ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತಿದೆ? It is giving its electrons to benzene. Understanding? Reply ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. Please reply me, or I should repeat it. Reply madripa.
Understood, ma'am.
Understood. Very good. Now I'm going to consider negative resonance effect, minus R effect. So as I told you, for minus R effect, that is negative resonance effect, it mainly comprises presence of electron withdrawing groups. So let's see, let me consider an example of electron withdrawing group NO2. So when I consider NO2, let me put the structure for this one. I have told you nitrogen possesses at the maximum 3 bonds. Here nitrogen with one more oxygen, there are 2 oxygen atoms, it is forming a dative bond. Here it has got positive charge due to 4 bonds. So when you consider, this is the condition. Whenever we see positive atoms present, they are highly electron seeking. They need electron. What they will do? They will abstract the electrons towards themselves. So I can say electron, particularly what type of electrons? 5 electrons are moving towards the substituent group. So what I do right here, next canonical form, I will be writing canonical form in this fashion. Electrons are moving towards the substituent group. Definitely charge should be positive. So here it is showing double bond. What will happen? These electrons will move on to the oxygen. So all these things we are going to use. So I am explaining in detail. All these things we are using for solving our questions. So here I am having nitrogen. This is O minus. Here also I have O minus already. And similarly, when you move this electron it will be showing positive charge here, right? Then here you will be having double bond. Here you will have nitrogen. This is O minus. Here you will be having, this is positive charge. Here also you have oxygen. And finally what you get here? Previous to this one, you have charge here, ortho position, then nitrogen, then oxygen. Here also oxygen. Here we have positive charge. Here I am going to get the final structure. What is that final structure? Final structure is these electrons are given back to nitrogen and 5 electrons will be moving to the ortho position. What I am going to get here? I am going to get final molecule NO2. Right? This is referred as negative resonance effect. In a negative resonance effect, the substituent group always grabs the 5 electrons towards itself, or 5 electrons will move towards the substituent group. That effect is called as negative resonance effect. Understood? Any doubts left? No, right? Can you replay me? Understood now? Rabmali?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Once we have done this one, next we have temporary effects. Temporary effects ಅಲ್ಲಿ electromagnetic effect. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶೀಟ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತೈತಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೈಪರ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಒಂದ್ ಐತಿ, ಅದನ್ನೊಂದು ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಹೋಮೋಲೈಟಿಕ್ ಕ್ಲೀವೇಜ್, ಹೆಟರೋಲೈಟಿಕ್ ಕ್ಲೀವೇಜ್ ಕೂಡ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ. So once we complete with this one, we have hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation. So na ಏನೇನು ಇವಾಗ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಿಗ್ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕಲ್ಸಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇವ್ರು 10 to 11 ಅವರ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಐತಿ. ನಾಮಿನಿಕ್ಲೇಚರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ A to Z ಕವರ್ ಆಗೈತಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಟ್ರೇಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ, ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಪಟಾಪಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಯಾವ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಹೈಪರ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೈಪರ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್. ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐದರ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾವ್. ಹೈಪರ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರು ಕೂಡ there will be a kind of resonance will be taking place, kind of movement of electrons will be taking place. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಂತರ ಹೈಪರ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. It is also referred as no bond resonance, Baker-Martin effect. So you can see here, let me consider the example of propane. I have direct, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಏನು ಬರೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So when you consider propene molecule, you can see here I have propene molecule. Here I will be having CH2. Okay. In presence of these molecules, what will happen? This bond is going to break. Then what will happen? These electrons will be given here. Then this bond is going to shift. So shift ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ 5 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತು. 5 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತು. ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೋ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಗೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಸೊನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. Okay. So see, this is my carbon. Here I have hydrogen. Here I have hydrogen. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ? ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ. I have H. ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ವಿಚ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್? ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ತದ. So then what I get here? Electrons are shifted to neighboring carbon. I do get a double bond here. Then I have CH. These 5 electrons are shifting onto the next carbon. It will show minus charge. So ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಒಂಥರ ಇದು ಪಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಐತೆ, ಒಂಥರ ಏನೋ ಮಜ್ಜಾ ಇದೆ. ಏನೋ ಮಜ್ಜಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಎರಡರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗೈತಿ. ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ close association of this hydride ion with this carbon. ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದ್ದಂಗ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ನೀವು ಐಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಒನ್ ಲೈನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೀನ್. ಆ ಲೈನ್ ಏನ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಜೊತೆ 3 ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅದಾವ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. In the sense, after breaking the bond between the carbon and hydrogen also, there is a close association of this hydroid ion with this carbon. That indicates no bond resonance. Bond illde idru kuda resonance anna ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಈ ತರ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇದರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಸೋನೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, imagine we have broken this bond. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Here carbon hydrogen, here we have a bond, here also I have a bond. This is hydride ion. This is what I'm writing. I'm writing resonance structure. ಈ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ನೀವು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಈ 3 ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಿರ್ತಾವ. ಮನಿಲಿಂದ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಕು ನೀವು ಬಂದ್ 3 ತಿಂಗಳ ನಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ರು ಬಂದ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕುಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ? ಸೊ ಆ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ that is called as what? No bond resonance. ನಾವಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಒಳಗ್ ಬಂದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಆತರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ there will be a close association of this H plus ion with this carbon indicates no bond resonance. And this effect is called as hyperconjugation. Please reply me, understood or no? Understood?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Fine. So once we understand hyperconjugation, we are going to move to the next part, that is considered as electromeric effect. Electromeric effect. So how many types in electromeric effect? Positive electromeric effect and negative electromeric effect. Positive electromeric effect we have, and we have negative electromeric effect. So this is also called as E effect. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರ? E effect ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. So let me consider first one. Electromeric effect. In that first one we are having particularly this effect minus E effect. Andre negative electromeric effect. So I know we're going to explain the statement and all. You have studied that one. Directly I go for the example. I have example of this molecule. H double bond O. What is this molecule referred as? Can anybody tell me? What is this molecule referred as? This one? Reply me. ಯಾವ್ದಿದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್? ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಐತಿ?
Aldehyde, ma'am.
Very good. It is
It is formaldehyde, ma'am.
So here we have aldehydic group CHO. R ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ R ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? CH3 ಐತಿ. So CH3 CHO ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is considered an aldehyde. Common name is ethanol. ಎರಡು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅದಾವ ಇದು. So IUPAC name is ethanol, NaL, and common name is considered as acetaldehyde. Nomenclature ಮೇಲೆ fixed question ಒಂದು ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ acetaldehyde. So when this acetaldehyde is being attacked by CN, cyanide group, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೈತಿ cyanide? HCl ಇಂದ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ cyanide ಇಂದ cyanide group ಬಂದೈತಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಯಾವ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. ಯಾಕೆ? It is directly attached to the highly electronegative oxygen. Oxygen will be having high electronegativity, as well it has a tendency to grab the shared pair of electrons towards itself. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತೈತಿ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕೊಡುವು ಯಾವು? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೊಡುವು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಫೈಲ್ಸ್. ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಫೈಲ್ ಬಂದೇ ಆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ತಪ್ಪಿನೂ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಫೈಲ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಫೈಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡೆಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಬೇಕು ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಇದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ಕೊಡು ಡೋನಾರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಡೋನಾರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವುದು? ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಫೈಲ್. ಸೊ CN ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್? ಮೈನಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಯಾಕ್ರಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ? ಇದೇ ನಮ್ದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮೆರಿಕ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಏನದು? ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ electron donor group, electron donor group, or I can say nucleophile attacks to this carbon atom. In the sense electron pair are moving away from the substituent group. Electron pair are moving away from the substituent group to in which conjugation is present. ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಐತಿ, ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಐತಿ, ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಐತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ? ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ನೀವು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಂಟು, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಉಂಟು. ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್? See here I have CH3, here I have H as it is. Now Cl is coming here, it is donating and it is forming a bond. So if this carbon shouldn't have 5 bonds, what will happen? These 5 electrons shift onto the oxygen. Finally, I'll be having O minus. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ Cl minus ಜೊತೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಏನ್ H plus ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೈತಿ. And this effect is called as negative electromeric effect. Understood everyone? Reply madri.
Yes,
Reply me. Very good. So once we understand negative effect, next we have positive electromeric effect or plus E effect I can say. So plus E effect ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗೋದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Electrons will move away from the substituent ಅಥವಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡೊನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಮೈನಸ್ ಇ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. Imagine ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, I have an alkene. Okay, here I will be having hydride ion. Hydride ion shows positive charge. ಇದನ್ನ ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು end up ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, don't worry. Here I have 5 electrons. Always 5 electrons are formed due to sideways overlapping. 5 electrons are loosely bound. They can easily donate their electrons to hydride ion. In the sense, it is acting as a substituent group. This substituent group is accepting the electrons. In the sense, this alkene group, 5 electrons are moving towards the hydride ion. 5 electrons moving towards the hydride ion. It will form CH3 single bond CH2 plus. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 5 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ H plus ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ. This effect is called as what? Positive electromeric effect. Everything is clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is all the basic things I have explained you in this synopsis part of organic chemistry, basic principles and techniques. Once we have a clear idea regarding this one, we will easily trace out some of the examples or the questions. ನಾಳಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲುಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇರುವನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು TPPs ಅನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀ by evening. So I think today's class is well and good. Demo class it is. You have felt very happy with this one. Many of you have also answered. I'm also very happy with this session. So we'll meet tomorrow sharply at 9 o'clock. Bye everyone. I'll end the session. Bye.